Hello there everyone. Today I'm going to go through the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy colouring book here, and you can see. Now I recently got this and I saw this a while back and I've actually been wanting to get it since I saw it the first time because I've always loved Lord of the Rings, so I was really curious but was also hesitant because you never know what it's actually the illustrations are going to look like. But I had the impression that it looked pretty good. You can see here on the front page it looks quite good. So what I'm going to do is just go through it here. So like I said, this is a colouring book that covers the whole trilogy. So you're going to get something from all the films and it's going to be very recognisable. So you're starting out with kind of a pattern here, which is quite Lord of the Rings like as well, a bit elvish. And then even this, kind of the title of it, you can even colour that in if you want to. It could be kind of fun. But then it starts out, and basically every page you can colour in, so even here as well, kind of the title page. And then we start out here. So this is kind of the first image, and this is a double page. And this is obviously the Shire, where the hobbits live. And it's extremely detailed actually. If you go really in close, it's very detailed in some of the plant areas especially. And you can really make detailed colouring as well if you want to. So that's what the first one looks like. And obviously you got Gandalf coming there. And then what you also find is you have then quite a few places where you have an image on one page of most usually a character from the films, and then you have a quote from the film, whatever film it's from. And here you got Bilbo. And then you got Frodo, same principle again. You got the illustration of Frodo, and then you've got the quote that you can also colour in the actual quote itself. You also then have these kind of borders along the top and the bottom and a lot of them, which again you can also colour in and really add to it, and obviously the backgrounds as well. And then here's another very detailed double page, very recognisable images from the films as well actually. So what you could do is either, you've got one of Pippin here, you could either just colour them in the way you want to, or you could try and stay quite true to the films and actually colour them in how they appear on the film. So I think that's kind of cool and quite interesting. It could really be good for practicing as well, colouring in. You got Arwen. Again, very detailed here. And Aragorn. And you can see they've all got them different borders there. And you got the meeting. And what I will say as well, that I then found out, which I was hesitant about, like I said, was what the illustrations were going to be like, if they were going to be recognisable or not look quite right. And I actually find that I think they look really good. Because obviously they're based on the film, so that's why they should look like the films, the characters from the films. And I actually think that they really do. So I think that's a very positive thing. So it's not like you're seeing someone and you can kind of see who it's supposed to be, the character, but it doesn't really look like them. That's quite often the case, but in this one I think it's really well done. You can very clearly see who it's supposed to be, and it looks like them. And here as well. Just images from the film basically. And I'll also say I haven't coloured anything in this yet because I've only just got it here recently. So I've not had the chance, but I'll also say, again, very detailed one here, you can see the paper feels quite nice quality wise. Like I said, I can't say for sure because I haven't tried it yet, but I like that it's quite white. I prefer the kind of whiter paper, where some colouring books have more yellowy paper. I personally prefer the white. But also, it does feel quite nice. It's not obviously extremely thick, but no colouring books are. But it does have a thickness to it, so it's not too thin. So I would very much imagine that it would hold up nicely to, especially coloured pencils. That's what I usually use in my colouring books anyway. Nevertheless, Samwise with the lovely spider. And I feel they're very 3D as well. Obviously it's not 3D, but it's just, there's a lot of depth in them, and that's even without colour. So I can imagine what it would be like once they're coloured in. So as you can see, there's like a few different styles of illustrations here that go through, but then just with different characters at different places, images from the films. And you can almost kind of go through the story as well, going through this. And then we got to the back, and you have a nice little elvish looking tree. Again, finishing on the same page there, which even that I think is kind of a cute pattern that you could make something interesting with. So this is this colouring book. So like I said, I've just got it very recently here, and I haven't had a chance to colour anything into it yet, but I'm very much looking forward to it because it's very different from any of the other colouring books that I have, because they're quite kind of, not cartoony, but more cartoon style. But this is very, basically more realistic, and you can make it as realistic as you want to, basically. And again, like I said, you can base it off the films or just do your own thing. So I'm very much looking forward to starting to colour into this. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and maybe you've been thinking about this book and maybe it's helped you whether you want to actually get it or not. So thank you very much for watching.